All right, man of the hour, he's 22 years old. Give it up for Thanks, Will. Thanks, guys. How's everybody doing? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hungry. Not just like right now hungry. I mean, obviously I'm working at the best on-campus kitchen. I kind of live in a permanent state of hunger, and I think my body kind of reflects that. You see, I've got a neck that looks like it's trying to swallow my own chin. Yeah, it's been a tough 18 months. See, girls meet me online, and they only see the shoulders up, so they see this 17.5-inch tree trunk, and they think I'm some sort of 6'2", 220-pound offensive lineman who's going to defend them with their lives. And then they meet me in person and realize I'm that 6'2" defensive tackle's disgruntled older brother. Just shouting at him from the sidelines like, back when he was younger, I taught him everything he knows. I made him tough, you should be thanking me. Yeah, it doesn't get much better below the neck though. See, wrapped around this now 22-year-old YMCA dad bod, I've got the kind of skin that can get sunburned from a desk lamp. Yeah, I was in LA this summer. I got sunburned so many times, man. LA is hot, dude. I got sunburned so many times. It took the U.S. about 50 years to realize that Nixon's war on drugs probably shouldn't be happening. It took me about 50 minutes on the Santa Monica Pier to realize that the war on sun probably should be. That shit's intense. I got sunburned so many times wearing so many different combinations of clothing that my tan lines are all off, you know? My body's starting to look like a paint store color wheel for all the different shades of whiteness. I've got thighs I call Irish famine, a chest I call Mormon vanilla, and arms that say, did he just do birthright in Israel? L'chaim. Yeah, guys, thank you all for coming. Thanks so much for being here. If you're waiting on food, I'm sorry, we'll be out in a second. Enrique's working hard. Thanks for making this happen. I'm really happy you're all here. I guess this is my 22nd birthday, so it's my 22nd. Yeah. So I guess this is my party. Where are my gifts? Where are my gifts? I'll take my gifts now. You cash Venmo. What age did we decide people stop giving gifts? The only gift I got this morning was a little Snapchat icon of a birthday package that makes you feel important. Doesn't carry the same weight as a Power Ranger. I want my gifts. The only gift I really hope I got today was I hope at least one person wished Kyle Mayer a happy birthday. And I really hope he said thank you. But yeah, I'm 22 years old. It's my Taylor era, my Taylor Swift era, you know? Like, I don't know about you, but I don't really like that song. I think it's kind of a power grab. She saw an opportunity, no one celebrates 22. She's like, we'll get a lot of streams if I put this out. I don't know why she hasn't done it for every other year. She'd be making millions. No, I'm 22, but I don't really feel 22 years old, at least not here. You know, they say 1 human year is like 7 dog years. I feel like 1 human year is like 39 Yale years. So time flies at this school, but so does your youth. You know, because your freshman year, you're immortal, you know? You can walk around town, you can do whatever you want. You can drink a whole case of beer, pass out on a stranger's couch, wake up the next morning like a diving board after a fat kid, just like, I'm ready, let's do it again. And then a few years later, by the time you're a senior, you can barely go out for 2 drinks. You wake up in the morning, you feel like a dried raisin in between your sheets. You roll over in bed like, honey! That's what I call my roommate. He doesn't really like that. Honey, have you seen the extra strength gas X? It's happening again! It's a rough place. No, people say that 22 is the beginning of the irrelevant birthdays, the birthdays that don't matter. You're 22 and then you're 30 and then all of a sudden you're dead. I don't really agree with that. I think 22 is a pretty important birthday, you know? I feel like, for me, it feels like 22 is like the beginning of adulthood. In the eyes of society, you're an adult when you're 22. Because, like, if you're a 21-year-old and you hear a 21-year-old breaks their arm, you're like, oh, that poor 21-year-old, he was probably drunk, probably some stupid accident. Like, I hope his mom's not too mad. I hope he's there to take care of her. You hear about a 22-year-old who breaks their arm, you're like, shit, I hope he has insurance. That shit's that's gonna hurt more than just the elbow. That's gonna hurt the wallet too. We'll see how I do, but I'm striving to start strong. My 22nd birthday present to myself to try and, you know, really hone in my My adultness is I quit vaping this morning. I will never vape again. I quit vaping forever for now. You can't vape and be 22. I realize you can't be vaping and be 22. Being a 22-year-old who still vapes is like being a MacBook Pro that still has a touch bar. Bear with me on this analogy. I wrote this morning. I had very little time to come up with material. But hear me out. When the touch bar first came out, everyone was like, "Oh, look at this technology! Look how cool it is! It's got fun colors. I can play with it. It's not bad. Look, it's so fun to use. It's not harmful. What could it do?" Now, 4 years later, you just look stupid if you have it carrying around. You don't even get a rush from touching it anymore. You don't even predict your favorite emoji anymore. Apple figured out how they could tell me my favorite emoji, but they couldn't figure out water. Like, come on, Apple, you can do better than that. And that's the end of the Apple bit. I'm trying my best, people. It's my 22nd birthday. I've done stand-up every year on my birthday for the last 4 years, so it means a lot to me that you are here. It's a fun little tradition I get to have. It looks different this year. It's great to see faces again, see so many faces for real in person, because last year I had to do this at home for my family. They did not like it as much. Yeah, I had to move home during the pandemic. Everyone had to move home during the pandemic. You know whenever you go back home and like everything in your house is a little bit different, like the walls are painted a little bit of a different color, or the couch is a little bit out of place, or your brother grew 6 inches and now he sits at the head of the table during family dinners, and then you used to sit at the head of the table during family dinners, but you can't say anything to him because now he's 6'4" and he can probably beat you up because you're only 5'8". And if you get some physical altercation, it's only 2 months of the pandemic, you can afford that high for the whole rest of it. No?
No, yep.
Well, what they don't tell you about is when they turn your bedroom into their new personal Peloton studio. Yeah, I got Peloton parents. I wish they could have just been Trump supporters or something. Not on this campus. That joke doesn't work nearly as well. But the best part of it was they didn't even move me out. They just moved the Peloton in. So my alarm every morning became my dad at 7 a.m. like, "Great job, Dougie 007. We love to see those thighs burn. Let's ride." And my dad would just be there like, "Oh, hey, Kyle, good morning. Your neck's been growling in your sleep all night. You hungry?" But now it wasn't all that bad living at home. Everyone finds their quarantine hobbies. You bake bread. You start a podcast. My personal favorite quarantine hobby: smoking indoor cigarettes with my mother. My mom is what you might call a wild woman. I don't think people talk enough about the fact that Drake thinks it's sicko mode to pass out like a light for 13 hours after only half a Xan. Because my mom can be off like 2 Xanax, 3 Zoloft, 6 glasses of wine and be like, "Let's play charades, I'll go first. It's 4 words and it's that bitch Chrissy Teigen." But, no, the real best part of being at home during the pandemic was getting to feel special and unique for everything I did again. Because when you're a kid, in our generation, we're the gold star generation. Everything we do is special and unique, Participation medal for this, medal of honor for that. You can give up 8 goals in a soccer game and save 8 dandelions, and daddy's probably still taking you out for pizza afterward. We grew up in a generation where everything we did was special and unique, and it fucked us up, man. Because when I was five, my parents came into my room the first time I finished a chapter book. They were like, "Wow, look at my boy, look at my son. He just read a whole book for the first time. No one else is doing that. Cheese, look how special and unique he is. Cheese, click." And then a few days later, they walked in on me trying to give birth to my Thomas the Tank Engines, and then proceed to eat those Thomas the Tank Engines. And they were like, "Wow, look at my boy, look at my son. Look how special he is. No one else is doing that. Cheese." Well, god damn it, they fucked me up. Now every time a train goes by, I get hard and hungry at the same time. You can't even take me to Penn Station. It's just choo-choo, oh, I'm sorry. Choo-choo, I'm sorry. I'm going to do this joke and I'm going to wake up with most of you tomorrow. It's much easier when I don't know the audience. That goes over much easier. Let's see. No, I told my dad that joke a few days ago. And afterward he was like, "Wow, Kyle, that explains a whole lot about you." And I was like, "Really, Dad? Like, what does that explain about me? Is there some big psychological breakthrough about to happen?" He goes, "No, you must have swallowed one of those trains before we got into your room. That's probably why your neck is so goddamn big." But no, I'm happy to be back in school. I'm happy to be back at Yale, happy to be out of my home. I forgot one about my favorite Yale pastimes, seeing all the different ways that Yale dining can try and fuck up a brownie. know, you got your miso brownie, your soy brownie, your black bean brownie, the pepita brownie. It's like someone's in the back in the kitchen just like, you see this really good thing we have? How can we make it worse? I'm assuming the goal is that one day they're going to find the perfect ingredient. It's like guava seeds or some shit, some ancient grain, and all of a sudden they perfected the brownie, but not in my 4 years, not while I'm here. This school moves quick, man. I've only been here for 4 years, and it feels like a different place from when I first got here. Different, whole generation of kids coming in, TikToking, fucking using all different words that I don't know. When I moved back to Yale this semester, I heard the term gaslighting so many times in my first few weeks here that I thought I accidentally moved back to 1850. Maybe Edison got canceled and I missed his removal from the textbook. I don't know. But no, it's fun to be back. There's a lot of good, a lot of bad that comes with being at Yale. And one thing I think I'm really thinking about in my 22nd year is celebrating the little wins, trying to remember the little moments, because this school can fuck you up. It's a hard place. And so holding on to the small things is important. And I've decided that to celebrate my little wins, I'm going to celebrate every little win the way a tennis player would every time they win a Grand Slam championship. I think that's an accurate way to display my emotions at all times. So, you know, I apply to a seminar and I get in. You know, the teacher says, come to office hours at my house this afternoon. Tennis ball into the stands. Tennis ball into the stands. You know, I get there and she says, I want to throw you on the bed and ride you like a tricycle. Sign the camera. No, I'm really shocked. I'll get back to cooking. The last thing I want to say, the biggest little win that I always try to remember at Yale, something I want to leave you with tonight, is to remember the little win, the constant little win, that you matter, and that you're enough, and that this school can't get to you. Because this school can be a hard place, but you got to make sure you work for Yale. Yale doesn't work for you. Because other way around. They're fucking getting to me. You don't work for Yale. Make Yale work for you. That's what I'm trying to say. Because you come here and it's this great thing. It's this great place, and then all of a sudden, one after the next, they take this great thing and they say, how can we make it worse? You get one midterm, and then you get another bad relationship, and then you get a midterm where the TA is the person you had a bad relationship. And the school can get you down, but as long as you remember that at the end of the 4 years, someday they're going to perfect that brownie, that you're going to come out of here worth it, that's all that matters. And that's how I'm trying to live my 22nd year. Thank you all so much for coming.